that's where I'm going tomorrow morning. Basically straight towards that sunset to the other side of the river. There's an area over there I've been wanting to explore. I know that there's a river that comes into the main river, and I'm gonna paddleboard there in the morning, and I'm gonna hike up that river and do some exploring, some Sasquatch hunting. Somewhere on that shoreline there's a river that comes in. I think it's actually right there. Comes in somewhere over there. And it just looks like a marsh where the river comes in, but I just have to walk through that marsh a little ways and then it turns into a river. I had a weird experience there many years ago when I was paddleboarding way before I believed in Bigfoot. And there was somebody looking at me from the bushes, and I thought it was a black person in the bushes spying on me, which was pretty strange because there's not a lot of black people in this community, especially ones that hang out in the bushes staring at you while you're paddling by. And I mean, by bush, there's no houses over there. And once I got involved with this subject, I've always thought about that moment 7-8 years ago. And now I really wonder if that was a black person, because it's pretty unlikely that it was. So anyway, I'm going over there in the morning, paddling across this giant river, and I am going to be hunting for sign. So the water's pretty much perfect right now. The tide's out, so there's going to be a lot of current over in the channel, but there's no waves, there's no wind. I mean, this is about as good as you can ask for, really. I'm headed over there. I'm gonna put in probably, I don't know, not on that beach, but right over here somewhere where I find that river, that inlet that comes in. And then I'm just gonna walk up that river in sandals. It's a little cold this morning. It's about 63 degrees out here right now. But I'll be alright, as long as I don't get wet. I'm going on a paddleboard, and this is just a cheap inflatable. But I have a bunch of dry bags inside of dry bags. So I'm getting ready to paddle across the river. I'm gonna go, explore this river that I've been talking about, and I'm gonna try to find that area where I saw that face in the bushes about, I don't know, 8 to 10 years ago. That was really weird. Something that I had really completely forgotten about until I got back into this subject, and now I really think about it all the time. Like, why was there that face, that black face in the bushes staring at me, and it looked like, like a really dark-skinned black person. All I could really see was the face and big bright eyes, and yeah, it really has had me wondering, was that a Sasquatch? Because I mean, not that like people around here are racist or anything like that. People around here are all unbelievably friendly, and it's just black people are just not common in these parts, for whatever reason. And especially not common, standing by themselves in the thick, dense brush of this area where there's no houses, no roads, no anything, you know. And so it's just like, the more I think about that day, the more I really, really think it was probably a Sasquatch. But at that time period in my life, I didn't believe in Sasquatch, so I thought I was just seeing a black person spying on me, you know. It was, anyway, getting ready to cross this river on a paddleboard. You know, I'm gonna paddle about a mile, and then I'm gonna find out what's over there. I've always wanted to get over there and explore this area, so kind of excited, but it is cold. I don't want to get wet, and I'm using a paddleboard, so you know, it could be this could be a bad idea. Here comes a sailboat. Where's that sailboat? Where's that sailboat? There it is. Actually really good conditions for being on the water, so I need to set out and get moving. Normally I would stand up, but I'm trying to stay dry, and now I have waves coming at me. Strong like discomfort over here, eeriness over here. In this area where I'm headed, there's no houses over here. It's all like privately owned, corporate owned properties. At one point they were looking to put a giant gas refinery over here, but it got voted out. But I strongly suspect that there are Sasquatch over here. I don't expect to see one, but I do want to hunt for sign. See all these pilings right here, all these logs. This is all remnants of a bygone era. These all used to be big buildings, canneries for the fishing industry. This area was just literally inundated with structures built over the water so the boats could just come and go with their fish, and people were working around the clock in there. You know, some of these structures were probably housing for the workers and saloons and stores, but most of them were canneries. And there's only a couple buildings left, a few structures still standing from that era. It's really cool to see them still there. And they were everywhere. I mean, like, the shorelines of this river back then, you know, were just, it was like little towns, little communities all over, built right on top of the water. You know, I bet you all their waste just went right in the water. Their toilets were probably just a hole in the floor and just splash, splash in the water, wash away. These are actually in pretty good shape right here. It still has the support beams running sideways on most of these old pilings. Those are long gone. In the summer, I'll come out here and climb around on them and swim by them and stuff sometimes. I'll put crawdad traps out by them sometimes. Yeah, see, this is more of them. This whole area right here would have just been covered with them. Big ship like that can really send some waves at you. Can potentially make you fall off the paddleboard. But it's pretty rare, you know, that a wave will be that big that it knocks me off the paddleboard, and I have to be being pretty careless. Whoa! See what just happened there? My fin got snagged up on seaweed. And when that happens, when you're standing up, you fall because your body weight throws you to the board. But what I'm looking for now is that river. Most of the time when a river is entering the Columbia, you can't even tell it's there. Like, I mean, even the Willamette River, which runs through Portland, Oregon, it's a huge river. And when the early discoverers of this river were exploring the Columbia, like Lewis and Clark and other ones like him, they couldn't even tell that the Willamette was running into the Columbia River. They went right past it many times until the natives told them that there's a giant river over there. It's weird. You'd think that when a river enters another river, it would be obvious and stand out, but really what it usually looks like is just a marshland. Some rivers are obvious, you know, but most of them are not obvious. I think I might be getting close to the river. Yeah, it really feels like I'm fighting a current or something. I don't know why my paddleboard seems like it has so much drag right now. I should probably go to shore and check my fin, but I'm almost where I'm wanting to be, so I can struggle another couple of minutes, I suppose. See, this is shallow enough in here where I can just push with the paddle. Yeah, that must be it. Oh, let's see how deep this is. Oh yeah, see. Oh, my legs are getting stiff. Oh yeah, look at my prop. This is what I was dragging on my prop. I knew there was on my fin, not my prop, but paddleboards don't have a propeller. They have a fin though. Oh, see, I just came from way over there. That was about probably a mile I just paddled. Oh yeah, now it's gliding like it should. Ooh. Yeah, see my fin. My fin is dragging the bottom now. Let's see here. What I need to do. See, when the ocean tides come up, they come up deep. They can come up really high. And sometimes they come up much faster than you would expect. I actually changed my mind. I am going to try to paddle up this river a little further because I don't want to get all wet. Damn. See, this is the problem. This is the inlet to the river. But it's just like a marshland. Trying to figure out how to get upriver. Yeah, the tide is definitely coming up because it's pushing me upstream right now. Oh, look, there's a beaver. That's a beaver right there. That's crazy. A little beaver just swam underneath me. Wow, there's a lot of current coming in right now. Why is there so much current? Damn, this is not where I want to be, I don't think. Huh. Alright, I gotta try to figure some. Oh, this is just muck. Damn. Damn. Well, this isn't good. I'm not getting up the river. Not getting up the river from here. So, yeah, unfortunately, that was a bust. I was hoping I could go up this river and explore deep inland. But this river, this little inlet just ended in a swamp basically, and I couldn't get out of it. I tried walking in it, and it was just the muckiest of muck, like slime. So I got to put the fin back on and figure out a plan B. Yeah, exploring. Doesn't always go as planned. So I'm on to plan B. I'm going to have to go in by foot. See that hillside up there? See all of that land up there. Just squatchy as hell. And I see something. I see something right now that could be a Sasquatch, but my camera is in my dry bag, so I can't zoom in on it at the moment. This looks like a good place to enter. I'm just doing a little Sasquatch scan of the neighboring hillside. Just kind of curious if anything's watching me. Alright. So here goes the journey. I'm really not sure if this is like a private property or like heavily enforced private property. I don't know. Okay, so here's the marsh that I came in on. And so I know that there's a river over here. I hear the river. See, I knew there was a river over here. I just couldn't find it. There is an undeniable eeriness over here. You know, I'm obviously walking on a road. Clearly doesn't get driven on much at all, but it's a road nonetheless. So there would be a way to get in here on e-bike. Wow, I can really hear that water. I'm going to switch to my other camera because it has a better mic. So I can hear the river. I can hear it really good. It sounds like a lot of water. And I am in the area where that mysterious black person was spying on me from the shoreline years ago. Oh wow. Oh wow. Are you freaking kidding me? Look at this waterfall. It's summer right now. Summer right now, so that's, you know, these little creeks are basically dried up right now. Wow, look at that game trail. That is a well-used, very well-used game trail. And see, I have no clue what is up here, what is up above me. This is amazing. Oh, look, look. Oh my God, look. Look. Oh, look at them go. Oh shit, there they are. There they are. Normally, there's a second waterfall right there. Probably during rainstorms, because there's water coming down it right now. Just a little, but during like the rainy season, that's probably a pretty cool little waterfall right next to this waterfall. Wow, look. See all those tires and all that garbage? Somebody probably uses that river as a dump site. Somebody used to, for sure. That's disgusting. Good rock hounding in this area. Not seeing any. Not seeing any agates. It could be picked over, which I highly doubt. Yeah, I can't believe that this isn't like a park or something. Oh wow, I just saw a fish jump. It was little, but that's actually deep water. So there could be some fish in here. Some trout that got trapped in here and really have nowhere to go other than this pool. The water's cold, but not really not that cold compared to other rivers I swim in. So I have, bear mace. It's almost empty because this is the can that I sprayed all over myself on accident when I was climbing out of a canyon. The safety came off and I didn't know it, and my backpack ended up triggering this and I sprayed mace all over myself. Was not cool. But then I got Old Faithful here with, I only got 5 shots with it because I always keep one chamber empty when I'm walking. But I'm trying to make sense of why there was no creek to follow. And I guess I'm seeing why, because this river, see, it's hitting this log and it's going that way, but look, it doesn't flow out. See, this creek just kind of seeps into this wall of foliage here, and it just creates this marshy wetland. It doesn't have like a stream that I can follow, which is strange. Yeah, see, that's not even a running creek. I just see another little puddle back in there, and there's probably another puddle behind it, and you know, it just kind of soaks into the ground and slowly seeps its way back to the Columbia. I'm sure when the rains are here, you know, this is a pretty significant river flowing out of here. Something I'm not seeing is sign, Sasquatch sign. I mean, I've seen some, you know, potential sign, but nothing crazy. Oh, look at that. I see a power pole up there. That must be a road up there. Ooh. I just heard something growl. I think. Oh, it could have been a jet. Okay, yeah, I hear. Oh, I got the heart rate up. Wow, you know, I was just saying no sign. I mean, it's not necessarily super compelling sign, but it is a tree pushed over, fell over, and snagged up on that. You know, it's like debatable. You know, I don't want to be that guy that every time he sees a tree fall over, he blames it on the Sasquatch. So I'm going to look at that tree and say that's probably just a natural fall over. But if I was in my research area and I saw that, I would definitely say it's possible sign. Yeah, I've kind of given up on being quiet. Wow, look at this big old monster tree. That's cool. God, more tires. Why is there so many tires people have thrown down here? I'm sure rotting tires isn't very good for the environment, considering that they're made out of oil. So as they rot and break down, they pollute. That's why this water has like this kind of weird hue to it, because it's soaking in these rubber tires that are slowly, ever so slowly breaking down and rotting. See, this is a kind of sand that would yield amazing, amazing footprints. God, I bet you anything there is some type of sign in this area, because we're not far from Rainier, Oregon right now. And I know that all around Rainier, Oregon, there's Sasquatch stories, Sasquatch experiencers. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna come back here and do a proper exploration of this area. Really not seeing any agates. I haven't seen a single rock that I would be interested in packing out of here. It's kind of weird that the river goes that way. Yeah, there's the river snaking off that way. And then so it must go out that way. No wonder I couldn't find a way up it. Look at that. That's a great shot. I'm gonna have to take some pictures with my phone. So I'm heading back to my paddleboard right now. Apparently, everybody's getting ready to start breakfast soon. Yeah, see this, all of the, oh, there goes a big old, I think that was a bald eagle maybe. Could have been a blue heron. A blue or gray heron. And I think that this is a feather from either a blue or a gray heron, because when I first entered that waterfall, a big heron flew away. And I'm not good at telling the difference between the gray and the blue heron. They look the same to me. But I think this is one of their feathers, because this feather was left right where it flew away from. I'm going to bring it up to my research area and have it be part of a gift type offering for the Sasquatch. I'm really trying to get the Sasquatch in my research area to engage with me more so than what they have been. But they most definitely have engaged with me in their own weird way. God, this area is really cool. Just amazing that nobody's built a house down here by that waterfall. I mean, it must be, you know, non-residential land or something, but this is some amazing property. I mean, it's right on the Columbia River over here, And it's got this just amazing waterfall on the back side of it. I mean, I'm surprised there isn't some high-end resort or campground or something like that over here. Because they also have a excellent sandy beach. I mean, this place could be a just phenomenal campground. You got the best of both worlds over here. You're secluded and quiet. You got the Colombia River with the beach. You got views. Plus you got that waterfall that would just be an amazing swimming hole. Okay. All right. So now that I'm heading back, my journey's over basically. I'm not so concerned about getting wet. Ooh, whoa, whoa, those pilings aren't good. Pilings aren't good. Those are the type of things that can snag your fin and send your ass in the water. Well, that was actually a pretty successful mission, if you ask me. Yeah, I didn't find any Sasquatch sign, but I had a beaver swim directly underneath my paddleboard in like less than like a foot deep of water. That's a first. I've ever been that close to a beaver on a paddleboard. This is perfect conditions for paddleboarding. No wind. So even though I set out in search of evidence of Sasquatch, and didn't find any, I was still pretty excited about what I did find. I found a waterfall, and coming across that beaver, it could be a muskrat. It's either a beaver or muskrat. And coming across that family of freshwater otters, that was really cool because that area was originally founded for the fur trade. Astoria, Oregon is not far from where I was at. And that was one of the first U.S. settlements this side of the Rocky Mountains. And it was settled for the fur trade. So otters and beavers and muskrats in that area were decimated, almost brought to extinction level. So going out and encountering them was really cool. I was really, really happy that had happened. And even though I didn't find sign, I know that I will in that area. And getting out there and learning different paths in different areas is one step closer to finding that. It's only a matter of time before I find an area over there that I can consider another research site. Oh, shit. I gotta try to get ahead of that shit. Yeah, see the bulge in front of the ship right there? That's an indication that there's going to be some serious waves coming off that thing. Oh, my body's old and sore. I used to just jump right up when I'd paddleboard, snap right up like nothing. Hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey, 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 hey. Let's see what these waves are gonna be like, girl. Oh, here comes the waves. It's okay. You're okay. Yeah, these aren't so bad. These are just some nice big rollers. I was expecting a lot bigger waves. Alright, girl, go. Get down. We'll go this way.